All right, everybody. Okay, so Warrior Junior here. Ah, so the title of this one is called, what is tough? And if you look at the thumbnail, I put like the ridiculous kind of. I try to make like a face, of what I call the generic narrative of the guy, tough. And this is something that is far too common. I like that word common because most people are common and they'll do common things. And, it's like kind of like I know I try to make the chess, equate the chess analogies. It's like, everybody thinks they're a master, right? I'm not. Um, yeah, and it's like, oh, maybe even lucky you even pulled one over on a master once, or twice, a couple times. But even to be able to do that, it's just showing something. You got some skills, but again, you are not fooling anybody. Now, so where am I going at? What's the point of today? What's tough? Okay, generally, you're gonna see the tough come out when people are provoked. Um, Mostly men, and they focus on that. I don't care. Women get mad too. They get angry. They want to fight you too. But guys, this is the thing about the guys, and the toughness will come out not even then. I go again, I go out at night all the time. I go out during the day and I go out at night. I go out whenever I feel like it. I don't like to sit around too much. This COVID thing, it made people sit around, and it's just not healthy. You gotta be moving around. Well, even if you have workout equipment at home and stuff, you're still not walking. Well, you got a treadmill at home. Well, I always say if you're on a treadmill, you're not going anywhere. So I made that up. I think that's kind of cute. Yeah. Why? Why do you need a treadmill for? Why can't you just go walk outside? Why? Is there, you know, you like, I mean, I don't know. I just don't get it, but I'm talking from the LA perspective. I don't know. I guess if you're like in Wisconsin during the winter or something. So, but, most people here, they all work out at home. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to be, you don't want to be around people. The problem herein lies that it's like I've seen these young people with these shirts, the anti-social social club kind of thing. I know what they're saying. It's like it's basically for you know exclusive only kind of thing. And if you're not in that club of those people, you know you're not you shouldn't be there. You have no business. It's I got my own views on all this bullshit. I don't, it's not. It's a well, it comes from the parents taught them. No, the parents didn't teach anything. That's the problem. This is all learned, through socialization when kids are in school. Parents, you would think they would instill a good foundation, but it's just amazing. I know I started with that. Don't worry, the discussion, the lecture goes full circle. Believe me. So I go on, I do my walk, and then but this time instead of I went up to Sunset. Now instead of going east like I normally do, I said, you know what, places are probably open now because COVID's thing is coming to an end. I'm going to go west this time. Some high end spots when you go west toward Doheny. So I said if I see anything incredible, Warrior is on. We're going, and didn't see anything incredible, but I saw something incredibly stupid. That really, there's on Sunset Boulevard, there's traffic that goes both ways, and there's an island in the middle by Doheny. I saw this guy driving on the wrong side of the road through. If there would have been cars flying down, there could have been a huge accident. It went like the car going the wrong way for maybe about 100 yards or so. I mean, it was like I can't believe like lights, nothing. Nobody, and nobody like said anything or anything. What are you gonna do, right? The guy's driving, but you know, I just was like shocked, of the real stupidity you'll see at 2 in the morning sometimes. The real rocket scientists, as I call them, they come out at 2 in the morning. And this chick asked me, she goes, "You have a cigarette?" And I said, "I don't smoke." And she goes, "Oh, good for you." And I should have, I got to get better at conversation, quick-witted when someone says that, like that doesn't apply to me anyway. Instead of just shutting them down, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have it. Say something like, you know, after I say, "Oh, good for you," I say, "Hey, you trying to quit? You really want to stop?" You could say something really like caring like that. This wasn't really my type anyway, but it's a help anyway. Why not help somebody if you can? And they could say, "I don't know how. What can I do?" And just give them some type of real stand behind them kind of thing. Like I always tell, I'll say sometimes, when I say it's going to be all right, and they go, "No, it's not," and I go, "It's going to be all right. It is. I know it." They say, "How do you know?" It's because I feel it. I know it. Like you have to pretend like you're that guy, that Michael Landon character from, Michael Landon portrayed the angel. You got to think like you're something like that. You're not an average schmeck. You're not an average dude just standing there trying to like get laid or something. Because that's the women, they kind of like all think the same when it comes to that specifically. If you're standing around at that time, if you're not a celebrity or something like that, these guys standing around like what's he trying to do? Or they don't care actually. So you're relevant, but then they think of you. They say, well, they see it. They say, well, what's that guy? That guy's nothing. Again, who cares about that? He's a desperate whatever. It doesn't matter. Forget about what you look like. Okay. Just the point is that you're there and you're not like offering anything. Then it kind of like works against you. So, but in a way, you have to help out sincerely, sincerely. Like it can't just be like you going up, "Hey, can I get you anything?" Like it's not like a subservient, like these valet drivers and stuff. They are subservient. You know what that is? Sub, below. Okay, and I'm sorry, but again, we got to be like brutally honest with life and reality. And unfortunately, if you hurt somebody's feelings, oh well. But that's how life works. There's people that are subservient. A waiter is subservient, bringing you food. How is this? Like they work for the restaurant thing. They're there to cater to you. Now that does not mean you go and belittle them or do anything like that. But just you have to understand how society functions and how people's perceptions, how they do things. Again, I said the right thing would have been if I could have just, said, "Hey, I could offer you some great advice if you're interested in stopping." And that's it. Leave it at that. And then if she comes over the top with you, "Hey, can you help me?" or something, then you've got, your chance to build on your thing. And then if you go back to, "This guy's trying to help me," or like it's you got an in, where the Death Star is, like where you need to shoot the torpedoes into the thing. It's like they're showing you. But if not, you're just kind of like one of these youps. And I watched how some of these youps operate, and what's a youp? Yeah, just a dude, like he's just trying to hit on everything, it's a nothing, it's a putzer, schmeck, I don't know what to call him, I like to make up what I call these funny words, to describe these people because they're the unlearners, they're the even when I was young, I had an open mind, but I could just tell you these guys are just your average generic, going out there and thinking like without the brain, just to try to get what they want from something. And I'll give you like cars. I don't know. The club was like closed. I don't know why. There's people getting out of cars to go where they're going. Friends dropping them off. It was right in front of this place, this high end spot. And so these three girls walk by, and this one guy goes, "Hey, let me talk to you for a second." Some kind of, I don't know where he's from, whatever. And we just were like, just kept going. And, that's how you talk to women? Who taught you that? Who taught you that? The women walk by, hey, give me you. Like, what is this? I know, like in New York, there could be a little more directness for some reason. They got that slang tone, in their voice. You know, I remember I was there. Now my dad got married, but I was older. I was in my 20s. I was visiting out there. I don't know. I just wanted to see what it's like, walk around on my own and everything. And my uncle goes, "I gotta have a car take you around." I go, "No, no, 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 no. I'm gonna walk around Manhattan. I'm gonna walk around all of it. I want to see everything on my own. I'm not scared." He did tell me just, I remember flew in on the red eye, and just from the airport. Yeah, I didn't know how to get to Upper East Side. I remember the car took me there. My uncle's like, Upper East Side, big thing, tower or whatever. And I was like 2 in the morning, but I wasn't tired. I said, I want to go out there. I want to see what's out there. And he goes, okay, look, you walk toward Times Square. You don't go toward Harlem. When the numbers start going up. And I took his advice. I just, it's good to, learn about where you're walking around, kind of thing. I didn't have a problem or anything, but my point was, I remember they have these like delis open 24 hours. You can get like whatever you want, tuna salad, everything's great. It's not like here in LA, where, they have Canner's, but that's not even open anymore after 24 hours like it used to be. So I go in there, and the guy goes to me. He goes, "What can I get you?" Like this, and I'm looking, and I said, "Well, what?" And he goes, "What are you here? You okay?" And I go, What are you getting mad at me for?" "Getting mad? I'm asking you a question here." It kind of hit me. And said, "That's how they talk there. Some of those people, they talk like it's real direct, because like that area, it's like walking. People walk. You're dealing with people all the time." And I have like an analogy, a logic. I come up with my own logic and think, well, why are they kind of hostile like that? Why does it seem like that? They're not, but it's like a real kind of tough kind of hostile, because it's a small, literally small island kind of thing, 8 miles or something like that. And you got a lot of people in a concentrated area. What happens is tempers seem to flare when there's too many people in a small area. Put a lot of people in a small elevator for a prolonged period of time, they're not going to be happy. They're going to be uncomfortable in there. And I just sense on a bigger scale, that's what I think. I have a think that like the New York, it's got that kind of real tough thing. Um, so this goes back to what happened when I saw when we walking around last night. There's a shitload of people. I started on the boulevard, and boy, now this COVID thing seems to be in place over, and coming to an end, and place starting to open. Boy, it's like just full field asteroid. I mean, it was like holy shit. Who let the dogs out? The song. And it's like just now you have to be a little careful, because the thing is, the asteroids are coming all different directions and everything, and you're kind of doing, you focus on your thing. And I'm looking for I'm prospecting. I'm looking for something I can mine. There was nothing. Usually there is when there's that many people. Like there's like this, and then you're looking at this. Then there's like okay, but there was nothing. I was really surprised. I usually see. There was one Latina chick that was a borderline qualifier, and it's funny because she was sitting on the. There's like on her. She had like a truck or something, a step where you can step up. She was sitting on that, and I guess her friend was like sitting, a girl that was in there, and there were a couple other, I guess, guys who mixed their stuff like that. And I don't know. I said this is worth the try. So I went in, and I didn't get any hostility from any other people, and I was really nice to her friend too. But just her demeanor, she goes like, I told her, I said, hey, be careful of your knees and everything. I was trying to start the conversation, get it going. She was like, it was like just wall of angry, up, kind of, not really toward me, but she made it a point to her. She goes, you know what? I sit like just told me I go wherever like I want, sit wherever I want, kind of thing. But it wasn't angry toward me, but it just, I don't know. I said this morning, I just feel like there's not much more I could do here. I get kind of like that. Sometimes you don't see like the open, anything kind of opening up here. Like you just need a little bit, like the door open, so I can get my hand in there to kind of push it. This was just kind of like I couldn't get it to even turn, like nothing there. And I was thinking like, there's so many other places I can just walk around. I don't want to burden too much time, like with this one, if there's nothing to be had, no potential or anything. So as I mentioned, so then I went up to this place on Sunset, and I had a good reminder of why I train every day. Let me tell you something, man. I told you like there's these guys, they're some of these gays or whatever, and they take. Um, and I told you it's like putting air in a balloon, it blows up, and the thing is, but it's different when it's in a human body, you know. We're visual people, human beings. We look at things, and it's many people are easily fooled um, through a number of things. I am not. I'm not. But again, I'm human also. Like I say, I can't like read everything like a computer, and say, oh, or like determine to read through and see what somebody's capable of, or what do they have, what's in their arsenal. Um, and this goes back to the title of the thing. Are you tough or something? Tough, that generic word. Now they had a couple security guys there. I was standing there, they're like this tree, kind of a thin tree, and I'll tell you this will lead into something else, but let me just um, uh, uh, address one section, one thing at a time about the security guards. And I looked around. There was really the women. I mean, there's a good amount of women. I just felt like standing there for a little bit. And the way there's plenty of space, on every side of this club, so you're not blocking anything. You're not getting in the way of anything. Um, and then you're kind of close to seeing everything. So I do like, this other place. I had an altercation there a couple of years back. I forget what it was. I don't remember. I tried to get in there, and the security guy said something, and then I said, I don't know. But that's not the point. So there's these security guys, and there's this one guy, and you know, this white guy, right? He wasn't, I'm trying to size it, his height. This guy was put together very, very, very well. Now, for me to say that, I don't hand out like I don't, I'm very like. Let me tell you something. That dude was like visually, the dude is no joke. Okay, I mean, he's like 6 feet. He's probably like 225, maybe more. He had like a white dress shirt on that was really, really tight on this guy. So you could see like, how his density, what's there. It was, you just don't see people like they don't wear clothes like dress shirts that tight. But this guy did. And then he had like these thin black gloves on, and he's walking like, I think he's like head of the security for this club or something. And he's telling these other guys like what to do and everything. I don't know. He wasn't he I saw him walk by me a couple times, and I was just like, okay, like in my mind, I was thinking to myself, I was saying, okay, now, you know, like this is probably their go-to guy, like if there's an altercation, like this guy is very, to most people, extremely intimidating. Okay. Um, I know he's on something for sure. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. He's just that well put together, as far as, a bodybuilder with those gloves. But Now the way he was like walking was like, kind of like, his positioning was like an Ultimate Fighter kind of thing. Um, I tend to lean toward, like most people, this would be, this guy's like a professional fighter. I'm not going to do anything. He's going to kill me or something like that kind of thing. Like, now, I challenge the narrative. Okay, I'm not saying that's not my job to say, hey, let me see what you can do thing. But I mean, you have to understand, this goes back to the topic of what I call this one. People that are trying to pretend. Okay. Now, most guys, they go out at night and stuff. I notice, they got this like tough demeanor on them. I don't know what it is, if it's the hip hop music or whatever. They're not like there to have a good time kind of thing. I don't see them very happy and smiling or anything like that. I don't know where this comes from. It is this type of angry, tough. I don't know if it's the show, trying to show other guys like I'm not one to be messed with kind of thing. The women machismo. I don't know what it is, and I don't think it works. But what happens is it's a learned behavior, and they learn it from wherever, from their friends, telling them, go act like you're tough, yeah, so nobody picks on you, kind of thing. Um, but it's called acting, is what it is, and acting is what I call glorified pretending. You can call it whatever you want, getting into character, role portrayal, being able to get into it kind of thing. But it's acting. There's no ship, there's no Millennium Falcon at Docking Bay 94, and Han Solo is not in there with his blaster. I mean, it's incredible. You watch a movie, it's beautiful, it pull you into their world, if it's good, if it's, and it's great and everything. But if you don't understand that what acting is, then your head is in the sand, or it's in the clouds or something. It's I don't know. Maybe it's here in reality. It's like in LA, everybody's an actor. It's something. Um, but you are being taken for a ride, and you are being fooled, is what you are. And a fool is not an intelligent person. Um, Sorry. Now, how hard is it to act? Um, it's not hard at all with a little bit of practice. It's actually very, very easy. Now, I'm not talking about like reading lines and movies and stuff like that. How hard is it to carry yourself like kind of like angry, or when you're walking around, like looking at people, like when I'm walking, if you're walking around, just kind of, and have this scowl on your face kind of thing, like, is that like really difficult to do? Um, I don't see what it is. Now, I think it's easier, even easier. Um, the more physical stature you have, like height or where, the bigger you are, like, the easier it is to do that. But, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't, anybody can do it. Anybody can make a look on a face. Anybody can say, what's going on, man? You got a problem, man? What are you looking at, man? What'd you say, man? Yeah, you better keep going. Does that require like any real skill? Now, the next level up are the dudes that like go to the gym and work out, like, because, they build a body, or they take steroids or whatever. Now that's different, because what I call that is called dressing for the part. Now they're in character. Still don't know how to fight, okay? You don't have to. But guy's walking around going, "You got a problem, man? You got a problem," and he's got gym knowledge now. In the bodybuilding or something. So it's kind of like, you suit up for the character, the whatever. It's more believable. But it doesn't mean much to somebody that can see through. Because I'm not your average guy. Like I know. It's called a smoke screen. Don't worry, I'm getting to it. Just be patient. How do you know? Well, the guy is like hired and stuff. He probably knows how to take people down, like he's built and everything. He might. He might be able to. But he's not a professional fighter, though. He wouldn't be working at a nightclub, okay? Young guy like that. I can damn well assure guarantee you that, okay? Now, my point is that not, I put a lot of emphasis on that one guy, but it's important to understand him as a generalization and all the other guys that are acting, okay? Most other guys like have a little smoke screen is what it is. They're hoping, so like, if they come up on you, it's kind of like they're hoping that you might get a cough, like off the smoke, a little something. They're hoping. But if you have any type of training under your belt, they're in for quite a shock. They're judging the book by the cover. Somebody that like practices every day, different things, constantly learning. The magician's trick, has no power. It's nothing. They're acting, they're getting called on a bluff. Their acting is not good enough. It's not fooling me. What I'm doing is I'm walking out of the theater, or I'm not paying, like I'm getting a refund or something, if somebody tries that on me. That's what it is. That's what most of these people are doing. They're putting on a show. They're not fooling me. I'm too well read. I used to. I didn't, and even recently, until I started to learn that. You don't have to get mad to know how to fight. You can hold your frame. Somebody get all mad. "I'm gonna kick you. I'm coming. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, you little nut. I'm gonna kill you." Yeah. And what do they do when they get within striking range and they don't know how to do anything? The jig is up. Or what if they do get within striking range and maybe they know how to throw like a haymaker or something like that around, or know how to push real hard or something? If you've been listening and learning about fighting, I told you it's about distance. And the second they come within, it's like the guillotine comes down on them. If they're within my strike range and they come in there, and it's like no hesitation, because they're threatening you. You have full right. I'm not going to give them a chance to do anything. My friend goes, like, it's like Cobra Kai, strike fast, strike first thing. He doesn't get it. It's a show, part of a movie. That's not entirely accurate. Not entirely accurate. Strike first. So if somebody's coming at you, or you just go right up and you try to hit them first, or something like that. Or somebody comes at you and they try to do something, and they don't realize what you're capable of. You can twist, break, bend, and then they're on you didn't strike first. It's not entirely accurate. You outsmarted them. They thought, they're going to try to push you, or you're going to try to throw you, punch it. Doesn't matter if you know what you're doing. You don't have to strike first to disable somebody. You can, but then there's times you don't have to. They're gonna fuck up. They don't realize what they're up against. Somebody that's practicing every fucking day, and somebody that doesn't know what they're doing and to come up there and try to do something, they're in for quite a surprise. That's why I sharpen that fucking blade every day. I was in there yesterday morning. Gym opens a little later. I'll be in there again, doing different shit. I work on lots of different things. Fluidity and everything. I love it. It's hard sometimes. Some of these kicks and stuff, and I don't land. I just keep trying it over and over and over again. You don't use no roundhouse kick in a street fight. Okay, well, whatever. Maybe it just helps with my confidence. I like it, because I don't dance anymore. But I like to learn how everything works. I'm not just going to learn really short, close, and I don't have anybody to work with. That's why I watch a lot of these things. But I can work on blocks by myself. You get one of those wooden dummies, or whatever, body things. There's a million and one things you can do on your own. A million and one, tons. I could see it in my arms, like really, you got to build that strong, hard, hit on a tree too. They were showing Master Wong fucking hitting the tree. Boom, and this little kind of skinny guy was trying to go, oh, that really hurts because you haven't built any resistance. You have no arm power or anything yet. Your arms are too weak to do that. You should be able to look at somebody. Now, again, that guy was, who knows? But if you judge somebody, if you underestimate somebody based on what you think, and that guy thinks that, he could take me down easily, like I'm just a schmuck, he's in for quite a surprise. Now, what happened was there was this tree there. And I don't know, like I was kind of like I wasn't, this is where I move into like, talking about what I did in my life, exhibition and showcasing. Again, I could have really started practicing on that tree, just, I said, I'm not here to try to put on an exhibition for all the people there. That's not how you practice. And I used to think that's how you practice. I got to have like everybody watching me, I'm doing this thing. And then that guy can see, the security guys can see what I'm doing, and I could show them. That doesn't do anything for me. I used to have to. When I was younger, immature, whatever it was. Once I got a little bit of dance ability and I had to show it off everywhere. I had to like show everybody like that, I'm better than you kind of thing. I was young, I didn't know. Because I thought as I'm doing it, I'm getting better, I'm practicing and stuff. Partially, but you're just showboating. You're showcasing, you're putting on an exhibition, and no one, they might like they give a shit, but they don't care. And you're not getting paid for it. You're not getting any real recognition between the couple people in the nightclub. They're not going to remember you anyway. If they record you, don't even ask your name. Put it on their site for their own promotion. Doesn't matter. And I did that for thousands and thousands and thousands of nights. And I still like it. I thought like that, I'm getting better. I'm like being a showman here. I'm going out, I'm performing kind of thing. Women don't take that seriously. If you're a movie star that has done that, they do. There's money attached to it, and there's status and there's power. If you're going around, and just trying to showcase your talent and you're nobody, you're not honing your craft that way. You might think you are, you're not. It's not leading anywhere. You're not going to get discovered that way. There's no agent, okay? Because you're talking to somebody who did that for like 25 years, okay? And time's over. You can't go back, do anything. A lot of it was fun. I went out there. Some women came up to me and everything, on your craft. Yeah, you get better. I mean, that's a thing, but how does that help you, like, make it as a professional, like as a performer or something? It doesn't. Without an agent, without representation or something, you are not going to be working SAG-AFTRA or for SAG-AFTRA. Not professional, The energy has to be put in the right direction. And I just really didn't know that, or I didn't believe in it. I don't know. These people that you're seeing, these actors, entertainers that are famous, it's not all nepotism. Nepotism does play a big part of it. But they understood the business side of it. And they kept honing their craft. Some of them were lucky, they were able to take it over the top. Go into the Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, or whatever. Look how many names are, signatures on that wall. And how many 8x10 pictures of comics there are in there. There's hundreds and hundreds. How many of them are known? How many of them are well known? Okay. How many of those people trying to do comedy don't even have a picture up there on that wall? Nothing. It's tough. Everything is tough. It's up to you. You could do that, for 25 years or more. See if anything. Think you're going to be the next, like, Robin Williams or something like that. Yeah, Robin Williams is famous for comedy, but you don't understand. Transcended so you can get on television, Mork and Mindy in the late 70s. And then snowballed it into acting. Bankable, marketable, Good Will Hunting. Some of those movies I never saw, like the 1 hour photo thing. But there's some people that are funny that can't do stand-up. There's people that do stand-up that don't do regular movies. They're just not, whatever. It doesn't work. A lot of people say, probably think about, well, when do I know that it's time to give this thing up, or whatever? You will know. Remember, Yoda said, you will know when your mind is calm, at peace. You'll know when something's over, or when it's time to put your energy elsewhere. It's not really giving up. Really, it's just transcending. I was 31. That baseball was over. I knew it. I didn't have a problem with it. I got lucky You get a piece of paper, for one day it's signed as a professional baseball player in minor leagues, okay? Felt like I earned it. I got something kind of to walk away with. It made it easier on me. But I knew that there was already, it's enough at 31. With no professional real experience already, your body will tell you something else. You only have so much time to do something. And you only have so much time and can't do it all. I mean, it just depends what your goals are. I know I talk about the fame thing a lot because I live in an environment, an area where that's like the high status. How many people know who wrote like movies, Few Good Men? Actually, now it came to me. It's Aaron Sorkin. I didn't know it a couple days ago. I forgot this name slipped me. Everybody knows Jack Nicholson. Everybody knows the movie. Everybody knows Tom Cruise. Depends what you want. I don't know if he cares. I don't know how people recognize recognition, like how important it is to them, or they're just there to try to make money, or just have a job in industry. Like I don't know what other people's goals are. I know what mine are. Unfortunately, some things just were not practical. I tried a lot of things. I stuck my neck out there as hard as I could, as far as I could, beyond. I don't know how much more unorthodox you could be, like trying to go up in the Hollywood Hills, putting your resume in like producers' mailboxes and stuff. Who the fuck does that? I'm sure I'm not the only one that ever tried. Or their pitch, their movie idea or something. I tried. Tried. Never heard back from anybody. On LinkedIn, nothing. Like you don't understand, those people, like those high for their targets, they know. Probably getting approached by people all the time with their ideas and other this and their that and everything. I know. That's comes with the territory of being super, super successful like that. You're like, you're in a way it's like you're so powerful, people are, like reaching out to you, but what I would do, I mean, it just depends. I mean, if, it would be like if I owned like I don't know, like a company, like, I don't know, Edison or something, if I was like a high powerful person and somebody approached me with like their invention. There's a difference between somebody coming up to you, let's say like I am, CEO of whatever, let's make up something, like Elon Musk or something, and somebody off the street just trying to, come off them and say, hey, I got this great idea for a whatever. I don't care how ingenious it is. You can make rain out of nothing, whatever. Okay, but he's talking. It's like number one, it's like the odds of you even getting that chance to meet somebody that powerful, you have to understand how rare that is. That's number one. Now, just by saying that, your pitch, and that's all you have, the door's right there. You're gone. You don't even that you're tarnished, and you're nothing. Okay, let's go to the next step up now. Next step up is the same guy with something written down. He goes, let's say he goes down office, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, I got this great idea for this weather modification device, you know, and I wrote down some ideas that I have for it here. Take a look. The door is right there. That guy is gone The same guy, whatever, with that piece of paper, he's gone just a little more slowly. He gets kicked out. Like the first guy got like fucking thrown out, like, I mean, the speed of light gone. This guy got thrown out at like, I don't know, Mach something. Okay. Now we go to the next level up. The next level guy comes in with the idea, piece of paper, lining some stuff out, and a patent for it. A provisional patent. Goes in the office. Hey, Elon Musk, I got this great idea, for this invention. It's like a weather modification thing. I've got these notes that I've written down, and I've applied for this patent, which they've given me like a temporary thing like that. Okay. I'm going to have maybe one of my people take a look at it. Have a nice day. Goodbye. And that guy gets kicked out at like the speed of sound, which is like, 500 miles an hour. Went from speed of light to like, the other one was like Mach 30, or the next one was like incredible crazy. And then the speed of sound, I think, is like 600 miles an hour, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe more, a little bit more, but it's not astronomical. And this is a guy who showed up with his ideas, with a provisional patent, and presents something. Now there's the next guy. The next guy comes in there. Same guy, well, same thing, but more stuff now. He comes in with all those things and a working prototype. Hey, Mr. Lomas, like I did tell you, really honored to meet you, everything. And, here, I've got this incredible idea for a weather modification, device. And so I've written some notes here. Along with this, I have the provisional patent for this invention. And I also have a portable working prototype that I would like you to see. Have you tested this thing out before? Yeah, I took it out there and everything, and I'd love to show you this thing. It's incredible what it does. It like seeds the clouds, and it just. What's your background? Like, I want to hear like who you are, like what you've done, like in your life. Okay, so end right there. Now, do you see the difference? You got a question off of him. All those other people didn't even get a question. Okay? Nothing. Just got the base after the third one, guy even with the patent or whatever. Maybe I'll have somebody take a look at it. Maybe. Fourth guy with the working prototype, the notes, the provisional patent, got him to a powerful fucking person to inquire now. That's okay. Most people are not going into anything really prepared. And even that doesn't guarantee you anything. Doesn't guarantee that you're gonna, sell it to him, or he's gonna partner up with you, or anything. All it did Let's get him to ask you a question, and then a follow-up question. A little bit of more about you. Then there's the next one up. Same guy, the notes, provisional patent, the prototype, and investors, and people that have researched it. It goes in there with everything. He presents it. Hey, Ms. Musk, I got this great idea for weather modification thing. I got some notes that, that I've written the whole thing out to explain this whole thing. I have a provisional patent. They're saying that this thing could be very interesting. I also have a working prototype that demonstrates how this thing works. I also have some investors that are all behind, that are all interested, being part of all this, along with researchers that are telling me that this could really change the whole dynamic of everything. I'd like to see this thing. He didn't ask a question this time. He didn't ask, like, you do this thing before, you do anything? I'd like to see this thing work. So I mentioned 5 examples now. And the same person, same thing, getting their chance by being completely unprepared. And then somebody who's absolutely prepared. Those are the people that are getting through to the powerful people. And that's just the way it is with everything. There's miracle stories out there. There's miracles. Yeah, somebody just wrote down a little thing on a piece of paper, managed to get to somebody at Amazon, and Amazon took this to somebody, and then next thing you know, that's why it's so rare. Because it doesn't happen like that very often. There's the levels of progression that go through things. You have to win by overwhelming force. That's what the last one did. It was overwhelming force. You didn't ask any questions. I got to see this thing. Most people are not going to do all that. They don't believe. They don't believe. They just don't. It's too much work for no guarantee. It's not like going to college to get a degree or anything. That's easy, in my opinion. Classes can be hard. Yeah, they can be hard, yeah. But if somebody shows you the road, the line, and then says, okay, you pass this, and you get that. I don't see how is that difficult if somebody's lining it up for you, showing you how to do it. But you're telling me, then write down the ideas and get the provisional patent, build a prototype, and investors, and all this stuff. And there's still no guarantee. that he's going to buy it, because I didn't say that he bought it. I said, I gotta see this thing. That's all he said. That's all he got out of it. Is that. Because those powerful people can't be bothered with anything else. No, maybe if it's nepotism or connections or something. I don't know how many people have this. I don't. You know, in my infinite wisdom, I thought like Ellen DeGeneres would be the absolute perfect person to hear my dance movie proposal. I really did. The only person I've ever seen on a talk show have like just individual freestyle dancers come on there. The only one. Okay? And give them a chance, showcase their talent. They're already YouTube celebrities already. So I tried to reach out to her agent. I tried to reach out to her. And I sent my script that's registered. Okay? Not just an idea. Script needs to be refined a little bit, but it's pretty much there. And it's registered by Writers Guild. But it's not enough. You would need to have like a video, some type of preview of the movie. You have to see it, you know, something to tie it to your vision. Because they're not going to sit there and read the whole script. They're going to read a treatment or something and say, hey, maybe he's got something here. It's not enough. It's not overwhelming. Why don't you do that? Why don't you? It's crossed my mind. There's other things that I find more important right now, like getting my doctorate degree. You know, there's this guy, I don't want to say his name. He danced, you know, he's like a performer. He's a street performer. He's like really inspirational to me. Like when I first started dancing, like a long time ago. So fluid, you know. It's the way like he puts on a show, but he like does, you know, with his body just like this tick trend. It's like so perfect with the funk music. I could like do the splits, bounce back up. It was like a fucking unbelievable. You know, I saw him like recently. He's not looking good. Can't do anything like he used to. No way. No way. But he's still out there trying to do little things. All he did his whole life was try to be like this street performer. He couldn't like, you know, he didn't see to any vision to expand anything. I tried it too. I did street performing as well too. A lot of energy, a lot of work for that. Like no money, public ridicule, you know, and stuff. Like standing there and then you're trying to entertain people and there's people going by and some people like yeah, you know, some people might give you $1. I felt like kind of like a bum doing that, like begging. And this other guy also is inspirational to me, Mr. Animation. Real like intense street performer that could dance. We did like contests together. I never won. He would always like win. I got like second or maybe third. I would get. He'd always like win. He's really good. Sad story, you know. Moved out to Vegas. He was killed by a car driving. He was crossing the street or something. Everybody still heard about it, you know. Yeah, Vince Foster. Tough, tough fucking dude, you know. I remember, like, I was in a key club, and it was like, so you think you can dance? That was the night it premiered. I was on there. He came up to me, gave me like props. He almost broke my hand when he shook it. He wasn't trying to, because I wasn't, you know, the way he grew up. This guy is just like the hood is fucking strong, but he wasn't trying to like be tough on me. Just the way he was. He respected, you know, all the years I danced. That's the difference between somebody who acts tough and somebody that like real lived tough, you know, went through a real hard thing. You don't have to like push that on anybody. Nobody needs a lesson to be taught to them like that, and it's not my job to teach a lesson to anybody. I don't feel that's, you know, and that's why I went full circle with this. I'm going to finish with how I started. It's really, really important to understand how to become a smart warrior. And those idiots that picked on me, that were brazen, you know, took a lot of balls. You know, they don't know what I could have done, or doesn't matter. But that's stupid brazen. In life, it's good to be brazen when going after your dreams, when going after your passions, and when going after your goals. The problem is, a lot of these guys that are brazen, they're not going after those things when they're picking on somebody. And that's not the reason that I train and am I fighting every day. It's not so I can become like that. That's what the movies tell you. It's based on revenge or something. Karate Kid, like all the Cobra Kai guys, they beat up, you know, Ralph Macchio, the Daniel-san. It's all about revenge, kind of thing. But that had to be because it's a movie. You have to, a story, it has a flow. You know, you did to capture, to keep your attention. You have to. It's a movie. Most people don't know the difference about real life compared to a movie. There is some truth in movies. I do agree. But the problem is, many people are just looking at it the wrong way. They're not understanding. They would think that, oh yeah, what happened to you? That's why you're getting really into training, getting serious, because you know, you don't want those people picking on you again. Those people. You think that's what I'm hoping, that I run into those people again? And I just waste. I would put so much energy and time into this to hope that I bump into those people again. What if I don't? Is it all waste or something? Is that's That's ridiculous. I'm doing this to be prepared for those type of people that are out there that are going to do this kind of stuff. Because things happen all the time. That's why. You can't control what other people do. You can control what you do. I like having discipline. I like learning. I like understanding how the body works. I like challenging myself. I don't see it's a problem. And it's not to gain for revenge or vengeance or anything like that. That's not it. It's self-preservation, I think, more of anything. Maybe it's a talent too. Maybe one day I will have professional headshots. Maybe I could use that on my resume. Hope you guys like this one. Have a good day, everybody. Warrior Jr. out.